Years from now, how will the 2001 season be remembered? Will it be for record-breaking achievements?
There's a high drive, number 71!
For bidding farewell to baseball legends?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For unexpected plot twists?
The Indians, down 12 in the 7th, have completed the miracle.
Or will it be remembered for helping to lift the spirits of a nation in mourning?
It feels good and it feels right to be back here at the ballpark.
Then there was the World Series, a true fall classic that brilliantly captured all this and more. A 7-game masterpiece that will go down as one of the best of all time.
It is unbelievable.
For the New York Yankees and the Arizona Diamondbacks gave us everything. Unbridled patriotism, unrelenting drama.
The Yankees are 6 outs from winning their 4th straight championship.
Unexpected heroes.
A home run by Counsell.
Unbelievable comebacks.
With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, the game-time 2-run home run.
And unforgettable moments.
The DiamondBacks are world champions.
At times, the series seemed to take on a supernatural quality.
Crazy things happen in a full moon. Grounded third is now blocked. Here's the play at the plate.
It borders on the surreal here in the Bronx.
Still, the most powerful life force was raw human emotion, ranging from profound sadness to sheer exhilaration to utter disbelief. In the end, there were no words left to describe what we had just witnessed, only enduring images that will last a lifetime. Major League Baseball Productions presents Destiny in the Desert, the 2001 World Series. Ironically, they came to the desert to end a drought. For though they were some of the best players of this generation, they had yet to taste a drop of World Series glory. For some, this just might be their final chance.
There's a sense of urgency here, and I guess a sense of frustration.
Everybody came to camp this year healthy and some of the best shapes I've seen some of these guys. We know we have a golden opportunity here, and we want to be ready to take advantage of it.
In spring training, our goal wasn't to get to the World Series, it was to win the World Series. And we believed in our hearts that we could do that.
We have a team full of guys who have done a lot of individual things in their careers. Gold Glove winners and Cy Young winners and home run title winners. But as a unit, they all wanted the same thing, the World Series ring.
The most dominant left-hander of his time had won 3 Cy Young Awards, but Randy Johnson had yet to reach the World Series. No one had more base hits in the 90s than 14-year veteran Mark Grace, but he too had never played in a fall classic. Curt Schilling did make the World Series in 1993, but it ended in bitter disappointment.
Here's a pitch on the way, a swing and a belt, left field, way back, Blue Jays win it! The Blue Jays are World Series champions!
Steve Finley also got to the World Series in 1998, but lost to the Yankees. 1 year later, with the Diamondbacks, a shot at the title eluded him.
It's over! It's over!
Still others came to the desert for its healing powers, like Luis Gonzalez, who toiled for 3 teams over 9 years. Later, he shed the label of journeyman and became a superstar.
This is by far one of the most enjoyable teams I've ever played on. And you look around our locker room and our roster from top to bottom, you got guys that have played in 3, 4, 5, some guys more, like a Mike Morgan, different organizations. And you're thinking to yourself, there's too many good guys in here to let this opportunity slip away. We have to go out there and win this thing.
No more superlatives for Gonzo. I've run all out of them.
A grand slam! There it goes! Diamondbacks win it! Castro. Randy Johnson has tied the Major League record for strikeouts in a 9-inning game. 20 for the big unit. High drive in the game. Over. It's over. Sanders, his second home run of the game.
I'll tell you, one of the biggest hits of the season right there.
Curt Schilling becomes the Major League's first 20-game winner.
Arizona had it all. The winningest pitcher in the majors and a complimentary lefty ace who almost broke the single-season strikeout record. They also featured the league's top defense.
Did he get it? Yes, he did. How about that? The Diamondbacks number 1 in the league in defense this season.
And they even had an MVP candidate.
Number 57 for Luis Gonzalez.
Behind these great accomplishments, Arizona won the West. But it would all be meaningless if they didn't make it to the World Series.
The postseason is finally upon us.
Curt Schilling never missed a beat, grounding the Cardinals in Game 1 of the Division Series, making the most of his first postseason start in almost a decade.
Curt Schilling, a complete Game 3 hit shutout.
When the series shifted to St. Louis, playoff MVP Craig Counsell flexed his muscle.
This ball is gone.
Despite Counsell's heroics, the Cards would win the next game and send the series back to the desert for a dramatic Game 5.
Bottom of the ninth in a 1-1 game. Runner at second, the winning run. That's Bautista. 2 out, and the 2-2 pitch to Womack. It's a little looper, and that ball drops. Here comes Bautista, and the Diamondbacks win. Womack delivers. The Diamondbacks are going to the National League Championship Series against Atlanta. How about that?
You know, when those 25 guys get together to accomplish the one thing we want to accomplish, you know, nothing surprises us.
Not surprisingly, the big unit came up big in the championship series.
20 in a row sent down by Randy Johnson. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Jordan. Struck him out swinging, and the Diamondbacks won it.
In Game 3 at Turner Field, Schilling continued to scintillate with another awe-inspiring playoff performance. One that turned the tide of the series.
And Curt Schilling with his third consecutive postseason complete game.
Game 4 was Gonzo.
Go ball! Get up! Yes!
As Luis Gonzalez' 9th-inning home run set the stage for a pennant-clinching contest.
It all comes down to this. In the air, left center field. And the Arizona Diamondbacks become the fastest expansion franchise to reach the World Series. In just their 4th year, they will move on to the Fall Classic.
But if Arizona were to achieve its date with destiny, it would have to get past the game's most formidable foe. If ever there was a team of destiny, it is the New York Yankees. A team steeped in tradition. 26 world titles. 4 of the last 5.
In the air to left field. Back at the track at the wall. We are tied. Hayes waits. The Yankees are champions of baseball. Martinez down the right field line. Grand slam.
Oh, man, it doesn't get better than this. Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. And the Yankees are world champions in a dream season. 125 wins. Ball game over. A perfect game. A perfect game for David Cone.
The New York Yankees, world champions, team of the decade, most successful franchise of the century.
Back is Brian Williams, a three-peat.
Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees
Heading into the 2001 season, it seemed there was little left the Yankees could do for their beloved city. Then came September 11th, and the Yankees found themselves in a unique position. For now, they were symbols of strength, of recovery, with the chance to help ease a city's pain.
I don't know if anything can help the city come out of what it's gone through and what we're going through as well as Americans. But for the team from New York, the New York Yankees, to come out and win a championship, we think that would lift the spirits of a lot of people and help them forget a little bit about the disaster for the next couple months, hopefully.
Tom, what do you think? 27 this year or what?
27.
This is better than last year.
The Yankees are a team that the city rallies behind. But what has happened in New York City is life and death, and it's completely two separate ball games. But, you know, if you can bring a smile on somebody's face, and if you saw the joy around the stadium for a few hours in Yankee Stadium, it felt like our world was perfect.
We just happen to be blessed that the New York Yankees have won 26, and it looks like it's going to be 27. How many?
I don't know any other way to say it, but I guess it's a blessing to be able to bring smiles to some people's faces just because of who you are or what you do. Just to go over and shake those guys' hands and maybe put a smile on their face. It's just great to be able to do it and to be able to help out.
It does put a smile on your face. So you hear the national anthem and you see that eagle fly in, you know? And then you sit there and you cry a little bit. And then you get back to baseball. Because that's what America is all about, and New York in particular. And they can't lose. They have over 4,000 angels watching over them.
We started that post-terrorist attack in Chicago, and I remember this very vividly. In left field, there was a sign that read, "We love New York, God bless America," and it gave me goosebumps.
It's really special coming to the parks now and seeing the solidarity that's going around.
USA! USA! USA!
To have the Boston fans sing New York, New York made my hair stand up. I couldn't believe when I heard that, and it was a great feeling to feel like we were America's team for a month there or so at least.
The support and everything that the city has gotten from the Yankee players themselves and the people of New York, it's just it's a great feeling. I think it's great for the city if the Yankees do pull it off, hopefully.
Your first World Series is always, it's got a special place in your heart, but because this has had such an impact on our world as we know, as our society, just the way we're going to go about the rest of our lives, this would definitely be a special victory for us, this team and this city.
But the road to the World Series would be daunting. For the red-hot Oakland A's, who almost beat the Yankees last year, won the first 2 Division Series games in New York.
No team has come back in a 5-game series down 2-0 with the first 2 losses at home.
The only way this series is over if it's a 2 out of 3. You know, it's a 3 out of 5, and they haven't won 3 games yet.
Then, the Yankees' fortunes turned on an incredible play. One no one had ever seen before.
And they're going to wave him around. The throw misses a cutoff man. Shot into the plate. And at the plate, Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
When he airmailed both of us, I thought, oh, the ball's going to die and not make it to home plate. And when I turned around, you know, Derek was right there.
I saw the throw was going over both Soriano and Tino's head, and I just tried to get it and get rid of it as quick as possible, but Jorge deserves a lot of credit for the tag he made.
Look at Jeter. What is he even doing over there? He shovel passes it over there like he's the quarterback for the University of Michigan.
He certainly read that Spencer threw the ball over the 2 cutoff men's heads, and he was there where he should have been. However, we do not practice the old backhand shuffle.
After that, I just thought, you know, somehow we're going to win this game. We're going to have to win this game now because we just got the play of the year.
It was unbelievable, and at that point in time, realized that, you know, we have to win now.
They did win Game 4, and this series moved back to New York, where the Yankees would not be denied.
And they're roaring in the Bronx.
Once again, Jeter's defense took center stage.
Popped up, third base side. Brocious and Jeter both over. Jeter, did he get it? Did he get it? Did he get it? He got it! He got it!
Watch the great play by Jeter. No regard for his body, flipping backwards into the seats. Unbelievable, this guy.
We never give up. That's what the Yankees are doing. That's what the people in New York City are doing. It's amazing the way we keep coming back and we don't give up.
The Yankees will defend their title.
The New York Yankees have risen from the dead. And coming from a 2-0 deficit, this is the most emotional demonstration since the Yankees beat Atlanta in '96.
Following the historic comeback, even the Seattle Mariners, who won an American League record 116 games, had to think that the Yankee mystique might be too much to overcome.
Now the pitch. Swing and a drive deep to right field. Going back is Ichiro. He looks up. This one is gone. A home run.
The Yankees made it clear to Seattle the regular season was a thing of the past.
The Yankees have come to Safeco Field in Seattle and played like the three-time defending world champion.
The Yankees lost Game 3 in New York, but regained command thanks to a new hero.
And Deal swung on, hit high in the air to deep right center field. Back goes Ichiro on the track at the wall. She's gone! Alfonso Soriano wins the game with a 2-run home run. The Yankees win 3-1, and they take a 3-1 lead in the American League Championship Series.
I'm never, ever going to forget that moment, because that home run in the 9th inning won the game. It was very special for me, because it helped lift the team's spirits.
It was a sign of things to come, for another pennant was just a formality.
2 outs, top of the 9th, Yankees lead 12-3. Rivera, Deal swung on and line to right, charging is Spencer. He makes the catch. Ball game over. American League Championship Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. And in a couple of days, they'll head to Arizona, where they'll take on the Arizona DiamondBacks and try to win their 4th straight World Series. And a good evening, everybody, as the New York Yankees and the Arizona Diamondbacks kick off the 97th World Series in big league history.
A time for emotion.
Just excited, huh? I'd wake up, I thought I slept like 2 or 3 hours, and I look at the clock and it was like 5 minutes.
We're ready to play. I think everybody's just been antsy waiting so long.
Right, BK? All of Korea watching.
A time to see old friends.
Played at West Tampa Little League in Tampa, and both of our parents put us in the same league, and we played against each other from that first season on.
You know, we used to play at the beach, stick ball, court ball, and all that stuff, and imitate our favorite players and stuff growing up, pretending it was a World Series or a big game. And now we find ourselves across the diamond from each other.
That's right where I wanted to be.
That's where we wanted to be too. So
this is where we want
it's a great matchup. Yeah.
All right, have a good one. Have fun.
All right, take care.
A time to provide a country in need with a reason to cheer.
The New York Yankees trying for their 4th consecutive World Series title, taking on something new, the Arizona DiamondBacks franchise. This is the first major championship to be played for on this soil since September the 11th.
To the mound, a patriot and an ace, a man who defines both terms. Curt Schilling.
It's a guy who has been almost unhittable this postseason.
He has given up only 2 earned runs in 27 innings.
But he got in trouble with 1 out in the 1st when he tried to move Derek Jeter off the plate.
That grazes Jeter on the hands or wrist, and Jeter will go down to first base, hit by the pitch.
With 2 out, Bernie Williams struck the series' first blow.
That's off the hand, slicing down the left field line. It's a fair ball. Bernie Williams didn't run out of the box. Jeter's running, and he'll score on a 2-out RBI double by Bernie Williams.
Bernie hits a one-strike fastball that probably only Bernie and a couple other guys could have hit, and the ball found a spot in the field where it turned into a run. It was a Yankee run. They find a way. After that run, pitching against Moose, in my mind, that had to be it.
But against Mike Mussina, Arizona struck back.
Here's Craig Counsell, Rudy they call him, the underdog kind of kid.
You know, it's your first at bat against a pitcher you really haven't seen, and I just, I wanted to see some pitches and try to get a feel for him for the rest of the game.
But here's a 2-1 pitch to Counsell. High fly ball, deep right field, Horny track wall, 1-1 and a home run by Counsell.
NLCS MVP, and he ties it here in the first inning of Game 1.
He threw a 2-1 fastball. He tried to come inside and left it over the middle of the plate. I don't hit many homers, so I'm not expecting that by any means. I hit it good. I hit it real good for me. Second row, way back.
That just changed the whole momentum of this first game. You could almost see it in their faces out in the field. When he hit that home run, it was like, these guys are here to play.
Oh, it was huge. I mean, it makes a statement in a sense that, we're going to be around in this thing. And, I was determined to be the winning pitcher.
True to his word, Schilling settled into a groove.
2-2 pitch on the way to Justice. Strike 3 call. Getting him on the outside corner. Schilling's fourth strikeout of the night.
For us, when he's on the mound and we're playing behind him, just to see his drive to consistently get hitters out, it's a motivator for us as a team to score as many runs as we can.
When Tony Womack was hit by a pitch in the third, the stage was set for their slugger.
As a kid, you dream about, playing in a World Series. You don't really realize how difficult it is to get here. You want to try to grasp it and enjoy it as much as you can, but you want to do well.
Gonzalez, a deep drive. There it goes. Way back. DiamondBacks lead it on a 2-run homer by Gonzalez. 3-1.
To come up in a 1-1 game and hit a 2-run homer, you still had the little kid inside of you that was going, I can't believe this is really me doing this.
Gonzo just took that momentum and just created a tidal wave our way.
That put us up 3-1, and that was kind of like, all right, let's go get these guys.
So Sanders followed with a single, and Steve Finley found the track.
Did he get it? That goes Justice for the track. Dropped the ball. Come on, Reggie. He dropped it on the track. On the third goes Sanders.
Hold him. Mike Messina has made some 2-strike mistakes.
Miller, a ground ball. Fair down the left field line. Into the corner. 1-run scores. Here comes Grace. They're going to stop him at third on a double by Miller. And the Diamondbacks lead it 5-1.
Well, Mike Messina is finished for the night after pitching 3 innings.
The Yankees weren't pitching like world champions, and they weren't fielding like them either.
Matt Williams grounds to third. It's off the glove of Brocious. Sanders scores. Over to third is Finley.
And Arizona is beating the way out of the Yankees.
Overall, I think we were just a little bit flat for that game. I'm not really sure why. We gave him some runs, and you give, a guy like Schilling a big lead. It's very easy for him to get into a comfortable rhythm.
1-2 to Williams. And it's strike 3 called on the outside corner.
3-2 to Justice. Swung and a missed, he struck him out. Justice has the hat trick. He has struck out 3 times.
It seemed like he was in hitters' heads and getting off balance with his splitty and, throwing fastballs up and away. And he was on it.
0-2, strike 3, and Schilling, his 8th strikeout of the night.
And that's probably the way Schilling's going to leave the game.
It'd be nice if we can hold him off, though. The less they see of him, the better.
I wanted to be out there to finish that game. But the conventional thinking in our dugout was that I might possibly pitch game 4.
So Schilling left after 7, and Arizona went on to a 9-1 triumph.
Game 1, Arizona.
Is Schilling now your probable pitcher for game 4?
He could be. I don't mean to be a smart aleck, but our game plan all along has been Schilling in 1, Johnson 2, Anderson 3, and Batista 4. But as I've said all along, we're willing to make adjustments, and the fact that we were able to keep his pitch count down tonight would certainly make it a lot easier to bring him back on short rest.
And that's a happy ball club as the Diamondbacks strike first in this series.
World Series program. Souvenirs, check it out.
Diamondbacks in 3. That is 3 to go.
Oh, I'll take a bunch of those.
We got Big Randy today.
Get out of here, ball.
Hurry, ball, hurry, ball, hurry, ball.
So it's like you can almost look slider speed and hit that ball there. And Randy Johnson won't go there with you. He's going to be down there.
When I retire, I'm going to go to the pool. I'm going to go to the pool and take in a game. I'm going to yell at you.
Up the middle. There you go.
Have you and your wife come with me out there, and we'll yell at Maddie. What do you think?
How you doing today, man? You ready to roll? We're ready to roll.
With 6 World Series starts to his credit, Andy Pettitte was more than ready to rock and roll. But Randy Johnson was making his World Series debut.
It was a game that essentially I've been waiting for all my life. I knew what I wanted to do when I took the mound out there, and obviously you have to go out there and execute. It's one thing to know what you want to do, but now you have to go out and execute, and I felt I did.
And a breaking ball, got him, foul tipped, held on to.
When you throw that hard, you're left-handed. Lineups don't see that. So our hitters never seen anything like that.
Johnson had deception on his side. Pettitte had experience.
Andy Pettitte gets him.
Pettitte looks like he's brought his good stuff here in the early going.
Bottom half of the second inning we go. No score in the ball game. In fact, neither team has had a batter reach base. And the 2-2 coming to Sanders. Chopped deep in the hole. It's short. Jeter will not even bother to throw. He knows Sanders runs too well. And that's an infield hit for Reggie Sanders.
It's one of those games where you scratch your head and you just want to just get guys on base, score whatever way you can score.
And Reggie struck the game's first blow when Danny Bautista went the opposite way.
Bautista takes him to the gap in right center field. Spencer's got a long way to go. Reggie Sanders being waved home. Throw coming to the plate, not in time. 1-0, Arizona.
With Bautista on third, New York snuffed out another potential run at the plate.
Soriano juggles it, throws home, out for the second out of the inning.
The reason the throw was strong is Soriano has a shortstop's arm at second base and can afford to juggle a ball like this and still recover in time to get his man at home.
The way Andy was throwing, runs were going to be very, very hard to come by. And I felt like Randy, if he got a lead early, was going to be Randy.
372 strikeouts during the regular season, 4 tonight in the World Series, and now 5.
If he keeps throwing like this, nobody's going to get a hit. He's got good sinker working tonight.
And again, a 1-2 delivery. Strike 3 called, a blazing fastball at 97 on the inside corner. That is Johnson's 6th strikeout.
Right there, I like that one.
The pitch. Strike 3. Randy Johnson strikes out the side. He's retired all 9 Yankees, 7 by strikeouts.
But Pettitte was just as tough. Between the 4th and 6th innings, he threw 18 strikes in a row. Trouble brewed, however, in the 7th.
Gonzalez is hit by the pitch. Caught him on the hand of the wrist. And Gonzalez starts with that open stance and kind of strides into the pitch. Literally walked right into that one.
With nobody out, the Yankees made a rare mistake in the field. For a double clutch at third put the brakes on a certain double play.
To third. Rocha's had trouble getting it out of his glove. High throw and safe is Sanders, 1 on, 1 out.
Rocha's upset, knowing that ball was hit crisply enough to turn the double play.
1 on, 1 out. And the ball never left the infield. That trend would continue, and Pettitte bore the brunt.
And the 1-2 pitch to Danny Bautista. And a ground ball hits Pettitte. And it gets by him to the shortstop. Bautista's on with a hit. And let's see if Pettitte's okay.
Pettitte was fine for the moment. But he now faced a man who had already hit home runs in 2 World Series for 2 different teams.
I threw the first pitch to Matt and threw it right where I wanted to throw it. Threw a nice cutter down into him.
Just cut fastball. It was really tough on right-handers. The first pitch of the at-bat, he threw it right on the inside corner, and I took it for strike, and I think he tried to throw it again.
Andy threw one bad pitch. You know, that was it. That was the whole game.
Pettitte ready. And the 0-1. And a high drive. There it
try to take advantage if you get a ball out over the plate. There's no guarantee you're going to hit it over the fence, but make good contact, and that's simply what I was trying to do, and just happened to get it elevated.
How about that? He crunched that ball. What a big lead hit right there. Andy Pettitte tried to get that cutter in on him, and he didn't. And I mean, he unloaded on this ball.
It made it 4-0, and Randy could relax a little bit for the last couple innings and do his thing.
Well, it's 4-0 Diamondbacks as we go to the 8th inning. 4-0, 1-0. It really doesn't make much of a difference because the Yankees have been very dormant offensively against Randy Johnson.
We had scored the 3-run home run by Matt Williams. I went out there and made a couple bad pitches. That was the first time that I'd gotten any kind of trouble I felt with the runners on base.
And the Yankees back-to-back hits off Johnson to begin the 8th inning. You can never, ever, ever count out the New York Yankees.
I could tell that he was fighting himself a little bit, getting a little frustrated. So I just went out there to the mound, calmed him down. I just told him, you got to put it behind you and just concentrate on his next hitters. You got a 4-0 lead. You get us a ground ball, double play.
1-2 to Soho. Grounded down to third. Williams to second. Turn to first. That's a double play. And the Yankees are finished in the 8th inning.
You want to finish this one? Yeah. Atta baby.
Randy Johnson will try to throw the complete game. Right now, a 3-hit shutout.
At that time, it was a 4-0 ball game, and had an opportunity to finish up what I'd started, and so I wanted that opportunity, so he gave it to me.
Johnson to Derek Jeter. And a ground liner right at Council. And Randy Johnson twirls a complete game 3-hit shutout to give the Arizona Diamondbacks a 2-0 lead in this World Series.
And so, the series moved back to New York, a city on the mend. Having only seen ground zero from 3,000 miles away, the Diamondbacks paid a visit and said thanks.
You can't put it into perspective what you see on TV as what you see in person. We had the opportunity to see that and go and tell the firefighters and the people that were working there how much we appreciate their help and what they're doing.
I was extremely upset, and it wasn't a feeling I enjoyed very much, but then that gradually gave way to the sympathy for the people who lost loved ones there, and that gradually gave way to the utmost admiration and respect for the people who were down there.
The firefighters and the policemen and the rescue workers and the construction workers that are out there, the great attitudes that they have in a very depressing situation is uplifting.
Baseball and sports is a wonderful thing, but if you want a hero, that's where you go. I don't know if there's another city in this country that could bounce back as well as New York has.
Perhaps no one better exemplified New York's resolve than its mayor, Rudy Giuliani, who found comfort in his beloved Yankees.
For me personally, it's been just about my only distraction, real distraction. About the only thing that can actually get my mind off it, and there's something very wonderful about it.
Word soon spread that the president might throw out a fall classic first pitch, something that hadn't taken place in 45 years.
Everybody was anxious and anticipating him coming out there. Nobody had seen him. All the security everywhere, the checkpoints and different things that players and fans and people had to go through just to get into the stadium. And to finally have him show up and walk out on that field, and then him stick his thumb up in the air like saying, we're all in this together. It was a very emotional time for people all across the country. And for the President of the United States to take time out and go out there and fire a strike the way he did, that was only fitting.
It was an incredible show of support for getting back to normal. I was really appreciative of it, and I know Bob Brenly was appreciative of it.
Very nice throw, Mr. President. Good stuff, good stuff.
And he certainly showed the courage that we all have to exhibit now to get back to our everyday living.
Like their city, the Yankees would need to rebound, for no team had ever come back from 3 games down to win the series.
One thing we know about the Yankees, they do not panic.
Well, we're still confident, as we've always been. We've been down 0-2 before. We've had our backs against the wall.
We built this team on pitching. We built it on 4 stars who can go out and we feel like can win at any time, and that's what we're relying on now.
Roger Clemens, the likely Cy Young Award winner this season in the American League, is on the mound tonight for the Yankees, down 2-0.
He has not started a game in 9 days. He hasn't gone 7 innings in a start since September 5th. Is his hamstring all right?
He felt good during the day. He felt good in the bullpen. And he said, well, you know, I feel good. Now I'm going to get a W for my team.
And to face this future Hall of Famer, Arizona took a chance.
Pitching tonight for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Brian Anderson.
That was a big crapshoot right there. To start a guy who hadn't started a game in over a month at Yankee Stadium in a World Series, but he was the perfectly suited guy to take the ball for that game. Nothing bothers him.
He is cool, calm, and collected.
Maybe so, but in the first, he'd also need help. With the Yankees' leading run producer, Tino Martinez, at the plate.
He has an opportunity to put the Yankees on top. 2 on, 2 out here in the first inning.
Swung on and drilled to deep right center field. Back goes Finley to the track, to the wall, leaps, and he made the catch. Oh, what a play by Finley. He robbed the Yankees of 2 runs.
The Yankees' series scoreless streak had reached 18 innings. But in the second,
I got to get Brian Anderson to, you know, go deep in the count with me. And the main thing, I didn't swing the changeup down and away.
It was a situation where I didn't want to walk him. And I just went with the mindset, if you're going to get on, you're going to hit your way on. I gave him a pitch that was way too good, and he hit it a mile.
Swung on and hit the deep left field. That ball is high, middle's far, it is gone. Oh, what a home run. And the Yankees take a 1-0 lead.
Meanwhile, Roger Clemens was putting to rest any concerns about his sore hamstring.
God on a miss, do it by him.
5 strikeouts now for Roger Clemens.
And that was Clemens' strongest inning.
Real fortunate, I had a lot of life on my fastball. Worked down in the zone when I needed to with it, and then tried to bring the eye level up a few times, and then work with the splitter.
And he struck him out.
He's just had an unbelievable game.
He was definitely on his game that night, and you could tell he was emotionally fired up for this game.
Clemens allowed just 1 run through the first 5 innings, but so did his counterpart.
That's it. That's all they can get. I got to do whatever I can do to keep them at 1. Cannot give up anymore. Not with Roger out there, not with the way that he's pitching.
Brian Anderson, who's been terrific, is trying to get through 5 strong innings.
Well, we go to the 6th inning, tied at 1.
In the 6th, Clemens got spectacular support from his defense to keep the game tied, with Reggie Sanders on second.
Now a hit could give Arizona the lead.
Swan hit sharply to second base. Diving stop to the glove side by Soriano. The throw pulls Martinez off the bag. But a great play by Soriano because he saved a run.
That was a brilliant play.
It got even better, with Sanders now on third and 2 men out.
Matt Williams could put Arizona on top. It's first and third, 2 out.
Swung on line drive to left field, coming on, hey Spencer! Oh, what a play by Shane Spencer, saving a run.
He hit it, I thought it was gonna be a base hit. You know, I was charging, and I was telling myself, you know, you gotta make a play if it's hit to you because, you know, we're not scoring any runs. We have it in 3 games, so, you know, if they score that run, who knows, you know, maybe the floodgates open.
Oh, that might have saved the Yankees' World Series hopes.
Having scored just 2 runs in the series' first 23 innings, the Yankees hoped their defense would provide them with a spark.
Posada walks, and it's 2 on, 1 out, and a decision to be made by the rookie manager, Bob Brenly.
Yeah, you pitched a hell of a ball game right here. We're going to get Mo Man in the game.
What a tremendous effort by Brian Anderson. But he is out of the game here in the 6th inning with 2 on, 1 out.
I didn't want to come out. I wanted to still be out there. And at the same time, I'm thinking, man, I put our bullpen in a tough situation.
42-year-old Mike Morgan got the 2nd out. Incredibly, with runners in scoring position, the Yankees were still hitless in this series.
The Yankees need a base hit so badly.
And we have a few guys in our lineup that, you know, when they're up at the plate, we're standing over there in the dugout, we just have a good feeling they're going to get a base hit, a key hit for us.
2 on with 2 out.
Lit in the air to left field. Gonzalez can't get it. Williams crossing the plate, and the Yankees have a 2-1 lead. Scott Brocious, the first Yankee hit with a runner in scoring position in 3 games.
It was the first pitch slider. Stayed probably a little bit more over the plate. Hit it a little bit off the end of the bat, and it seemed to kind of stay up a little bit. Then at the same time, towards the end, it looked like it just fell out of the sky.
So the Yankees take the lead, and they are an inning away from Mariano.
This is his 49th career postseason appearance. His ERA 0.73. The Yankees are 154-1 when leading after 8 innings. All time in their postseason history.
The Diamondbacks have never seen a pitcher quite like Rivera.
And it showed as Mariano sought his 8th World Series save, his 23rd consecutive in the postseason.
He struck him out swinging. That was an unhittable pitch.
The Yankees were 1 out away from their record-tying 8th straight World Series victory at home.
Hit on the ground, up the middle. Jeter fields, throws to first, in time. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Full moon. Full moon. You know what that means? Crazy things happen in a full moon.
Kurt Schilling thinking about this start.
It's a big start for El Duque.
To start Kurt Schilling on 3 days rest.
The Yankees are hopeful that that magic returns tonight.
The starting pitchers were certainly the focus as Game 4 approached, especially Schilling, who lives for moments on the big stage.
New York City is probably the greatest city on the face of the earth with the greatest mix of people in the world, but I hope we kick the crap out of them.
Schilling's opponent was El Duque, Orlando Hernandez, who had an up-and-down season, but has an impressive postseason resume.
I don't think there's anybody in that clubhouse that doubted that when El Duque got the ball for what was his only appearance of the World Series, that he was going to give them everything he had.
He almost gave it all away in the first. Bases loaded, 1 out.
It'll be a 3-2. Struck him out swinging. So 2 away.
And in what became a 27-pitch, 17-minute inning, El Duque persevered.
Pitch is pumped him up. He's going to get out of it. Who's going to catch it? Brocious makes the catch. You wonder if that will send him on his way.
Hernandez passed his first test. Now the Yankees sought to find a crack in Schilling's armor.
I thought with the cooler weather, 3 days rest, he may be a little stiff, and his fastball wouldn't be as effective.
10 straight strikes. Answered back.
Got him on the outside corner.
Schilling cruised through the first 2 innings, but the Yankees tend to strike in the most unsuspecting ways.
I've been feeling really good through the playoffs, comfortable at the plate, and just, I felt like it was going to be a spark for our team.
Down the right field line, way back! Goodbye, home run!
1-0 New York.
Joe Torre pushed the right button. He started Spencer, a right-hander, against Schilling, a right-hander, hoping that Spencer would go the other way on a fastball. That's exactly what happened.
He gave us a lot of energy. It looked like he was on his game, looked like he was swinging the bat with a lot more authority than a lot of our hitters at the time. And he certainly played very well for us when we needed somebody to do that.
El Duque had a 1-0 lead, but his grace period ended in the 4th.
Way back, right field, way back! Goodbye, home run into the upper deck! Mark Grace has tied this ball game up.
Schilling was proving to be both powerful and economical, with first pitch strikes keeping his pitch count down.
Schilling is Schilling. 4 days rest or 3.
El Duque, meanwhile, had trouble in the 5th when Womack doubled and was sacrificed to 3rd. But with 1 out and Gonzalez at the plate, the Yankees' defense came up big.
3-2 pitch. This popped up. Moving toward the line is Spencer. It's fairly deep. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Womack. Here's the throw from Spencer. Here's the play at the plate. He is... Ow! Oh, what a throw by Spencer!
I was just hoping it didn't short hop him, which it did. It kind of in between hop, and Jorge made a great play, and so you see that happen a lot, and the ball falls out.
This game is about making plays, and the guy made a decent throw, catcher made an even better play, and the good part about it is someone had to make a great play to get me out, and you just tip your hat, but at the same time, we came right back at him.
With 2 on and 1 out in the 7th, Hernandez left the game, having given the Yankees all they could have hoped for.
We knew El Duque had a big heart, and he gave everything for the team.
El Duque cheered an inning-ending double play. But in the 8th, Arizona took the lead, and Ramiro Mendoza came on to stem the tide with 1 out and Midre Cummings on third.
A 1-2 to Williams, to short. Jeter, what a play.
Runner coming, play to the plate, had it blocked, and didn't get it. Posada dropped it.
It's 3-1 Arizona.
So would Schilling still go out there after 88 pitches? Why ask?
It's a moot point to come to me in a ball game and ask me if I'm all right, because I'm always all right. I always feel like whatever I've got left is better than whoever you're going to bring in. So you're asking a question that you already know the answer to, so it's pointless to come and ask me.
Listen, you're at 88 right now. We got BK locked and loaded for the last 6 outs, man. Let's you're a hero already, man. All right to go another one. I mean, let's save him. Let's save him. Let's save him.
Young-Hun Kim makes his first World Series appearance, and Curt Schilling is sitting on the bench and watching here in the 8th inning.
Obviously, Brenly knew better than to pose the question.
I think Bob had gone as far as he could with 3 days rest. I think that's Bob's thinking right now. Whether it's right or wrong, we'll see.
We had all the confidence in the world. I mean, here's our reliever who's come in, and he's done the job for us all year.
I can't wait to ask Brenly why. Hey, it could work out just like starting Schilling on 3 days rest worked out.
When you're facing Kim, he comes at sort of a weird angle, and none of us had seen him before.
Here's a 3-2 pitch to Spencer. Got him. 1 away.
Now the pitch is cut on him as he struck him out swinging, and the payoff. He struck him out swinging. Great inning for Kim. 3 up, 3 strikeouts.
Boy, did he respond.
Kim hadn't been scored upon in more than a month. And leading 3-1, Arizona had every reason to be hopeful in the bottom of the 9th. But then again, these are the Yankees.
4 years I've been here, it's like 1-run games, even if we're down or 2 runs. It seems like we're in the game. Somebody comes up with a big hit all the time.
And quite often it's Paul O'Neill.
It seems like when we need him most, he goes up there and battles and he finds a way to get it done.
O'Neill breaks his bat, floats one to left, it's a base hit. And the tying run will come to the plate here in the 9th inning.
But when Kim made Bernie Williams swing at air, the Yankees appeared to be done.
Here they were, an out away from going up 3-1, and in essence putting us away.
Remember Bernie, he went down and then Tino steps up and the whole World Series is in his hands.
So here's Martinez looking for his first World Series hit this year. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. He's 0 for 9 in the series. The crowd has not had that much to cheer about, and now trying to get into the ball game.
What a night. Did you feel the tension?
You can hear it, sense it, smell it, feel it.
A fly ball center field. Hit his way back at the wall. Goodbye. Home run. Home run. Tino Martinez.
With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, he drills a game-time 2-run home run. Oh, Tino delivers big time. And the Yankees, on the precipice of defeat, tie the game at 3.
It's definitely an exciting moment. I got a good pitch to hit, first pitch right down the middle, and I just took a good swing at it.
Oh, man! And the Yankees are back in the World Series.
And then when Tino hit the plate, you feel like a little kid again. You just can't keep it in.
Oh, my! What a moment at Yankee Stadium!
You talk about catching lightning in a bottle that was right there. And when that ball left the bat, I knew it was out of the ballpark, and all of a sudden we had a whole new ball game because I had Rivera in the game.
And in the 10th, Mariano continued his postseason mastery.
A swung on line drive up the middle. It's caught on one hop. A 1-2-3 inning for Rivera and the Yankees. At the end of 9.5, Yankees 3, Diamondbacks 3.
Eyebrows were raised when Kim returned in the 10th, but he'd given up just 2 home runs to right-handed hitters all year. It was almost 3 thanks to Brocious.
One on a line down the left field line. Barrett's trouble. It is a foul ball. He missed a game-winning home run by about 5 feet down the left field line.
Kim recovered to get both Brocious and Soriano. No team in 72 years had trailed a World Series game by 2 in the 9th and won. At least not in October.
And these chimes mean it is November. For the first time in the history of Major League Baseball, playing the World Series during the month of November.
The Yankees already had a Mr. October. Could Jeter put a Mr. in front of this month?
It takes a couple pitches before you can pick up his release point. And, I was in the hole quick, 0-2. And then I fouled off a couple pitches, took a couple pitches to make it 3-2. In that situation, you try to get on base and make contact.
Eric's mom and dad in attendance. 2 out, nobody on. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Young Hun Kim trying to send this game to the 11th.
3-2 pitch. Swung on a drill to right field. Going back Sanders on the track at the wall. See ya! See ya! See ya! A home run by Derek Jeter. Oh, what a big hit. And the entire Yankee team bobs him at home plate as he leaps onto the dish.
I've never hit a walk-off home run before. You dream of when you're a kid is to hit a home run in a key situation in the World Series, and to get an opportunity to do that is pretty overwhelming. You can't really put into words what the feeling is like.
And when you win a game like that, the emotion, it spills out.
I think that was probably one of the most gratifying wins we've had as a group. When you battle and you're able to come back and overcome a deficit like we did, it makes it mean that much more.
What a thrill. It put us back in shape. We were 2 games apiece with a lot of confidence going into a big Game 5 for us.
Yankee Stadium, Game 5, the swing game in the World Series.
Everything has changed in this World Series because of one wild thrill ride of a game.
And boy, it's going to be tough to have an encore because last night was about as good as it gets.
One of the most dramatic games in World Series history.
What a game we had here last night. Are you ready for more? Can there be more like we had in Game 4?
And I know everybody's waiting for that sort of ending again, but I think it's kind of unfair to expect that because those happen once every 50 years, I think. If it's anything like last night, I think everybody will sign up for that.
Well, who knows what happens in baseball? We'll see tonight.
The Yankees turned to Mike Mussina, hoping to avenge his Game 1 loss and looking to exploit Arizona's post-Game 4 psyche.
And you do have to wonder now how the Diamondbacks will respond to what could be a devastating loss.
They have got to try to stop the momentum the Yankees are building. The pitching matchup is slanted in the Yankees' favor with Mike Mussina.
Opposing Mussina for Arizona was Miguel Batista. And what the D-backs pitcher lacked in experience, he more than made up for with confidence.
Usually I'm the type of guy that I don't put that much pressure on myself. Like going to Yankee Stadium and all this stuff, and I told him, this ballpark doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't matter that base played there, Mickey Mantle, I'm going to face them. I'm going to face the 2001 New York Yankees.
Mussina was a far different pitcher than in his first World Series start. And through the first 4 innings, he cruised.
He was locked in. You could tell early in the game he was throwing the ball where he wanted to. He paints wherever he wants the ball. He's able to move the ball around, change your eye perception on pitches.
He struck him out swinging. A 3-out, 3 down again.
Strikeout number 4.
Strikeout number 6 for the Moose.
Mussina has everything working so far tonight.
Mussina was getting all the praise, and rightfully so. This guy was their horse. But Batista was our unsung hero all year. And I think everybody, when Bob Brenly said we're giving him the ball, we had confidence that he could go out there and pitch well.
Miguel Batista is pitching a shutout. He's been utterly brilliant.
Batista is making it look easy here tonight.
He struck him out swinging.
He pitched beautifully in Yankee Stadium. He answered every challenge. They thought he would be nervous. Well, he came out and showed he wasn't nervous.
Mike Mussina has been outpitched by Miguel Batista.
Batista also got some great defense behind him, especially from second baseman Craig Counsell.
I think in a lot of ways that game for Miguel Batista established him. Mentally and physically, his game came together this year, and it was fun to watch him go out there and pitch that ball game. He really enjoyed himself.
It's so apparent. It's so tough to score runs. The pitching is so predominant.
Each pitch means so much.
One ball hitting the seats could win this ball game.
The Diamondbacks hitters have so far amassed only one hit against Mike Messina, but they have made him work. Through 4 innings, he has thrown 60 pitches. Finley gets it into deep right, and the Diamondbacks are on top. Home run, Steve Finley, and it's 1-0 Arizona in the 5th.
And now, just like that, Arizona takes a 1-0 lead.
With 2 out in the 5th, Messina faced backup catcher Rod Barajas, who had so far done everything right.
First at bat in the postseason, and Barajas singles to center. Here's a 1-0, Soriano running. Barajas throw. Got it.
The night before, and before I knew I had a chance of playing, I was sitting there in the hotel room with my wife, and she said, well, maybe you might play tomorrow, because I caught Miguel a whole bunch, and I'm like, sweetheart, there's no chance that I'm going to be playing tomorrow. And she's 6 months pregnant right now with our 3rd child, and she's like, rub my tummy just in case, get some good luck out of it.
And Barajas hits it into deep left field. Oh, he got him! He got him! Home run, baby! At the wall, it's 2-0 Arizona.
A lot of times it works that way when you're not expected to play or you're not expecting to play. All of a sudden, boom, you're in. Look what happens. You do something special.
You get him the spot start for Damian Miller. He couldn't go that day with a bad calf. He steps up, hits a big home run for us to put us up 2-0. This is an added bonus for our team. For sure, we're going to win this game now. That's what we're thinking.
Let's swing that bat. Nice going. Let's throw the ball. Way to go. Way to go.
After we got the lead, I felt like my whole confidence that I have in myself took root right there because I could see we had a chance to win. I mean, my team is hitting. So I started being more aggressive.
Fact is, both teams were playing good, aggressive World Series baseball.
Strikeout number 9.
And both teams were getting out of jams.
Messina works out of trouble.
The Yankees now have stranded 5. What a play by Craig Counsell.
Amazing what these pitchers have done for both teams to hold down the opposition.
In the 9th, Yankee fans said goodbye and thanks to the retiring Paul O'Neill.
That was one of the most unbelievable moments that I witnessed here in Yankee Stadium. For those people in unison, I mean 56,000, whatever it was at one time, chanting his name during that whole inning, I almost started crying.
I've never been in that situation before. All of a sudden, I figured out what was going on, and it's pretty overwhelming. I mean, it shows what New York's all about.
The thing that was most impressive is the fact that we were losing at the game at the time, and the fans took time to honor Paul O'Neill because of what he's meant here for 9 years. Paul O'Neill at first doesn't like to show his emotions, but he was very touched. And it took him until he got to the dugout to doff his cap.
I don't have words to really describe how you feel as a player. I mean, everybody wants to be accepted and liked, and to see that in that atmosphere, it was unbelievable to me. It really was.
The Diamondbacks lead at 2-0 in the 9th inning of Game 5 with this series even at 2-2.
Time running out on the New York Yankees.
There's always worries when you go into the 9th inning down, especially in a short series. I mean, we had a good pitch game. We should have scored runs. We didn't. But what happened the night before is still pretty fresh in everybody's mind. I mean, can it happen again?
New pitcher Kim, new left fielder Danny Batista. Okay, I got you.
After last night, blowing the save in the 9th inning, then getting the loss in the 10th inning. Young-Hun Kim is trying to save it.
No team had ever won twice in the same World Series when it trailed in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, again, that same old down by 2 stuff, and Kim is in the game again, and Posada hits a leadoff double to lead off the 9th inning.
Good start to the 9th inning for the Yankees.
Gets the next 2 guys out.
So they're a 2-way. And that leaves it up to Scott Brosius.
The thing that came to mind for me when Brosius got up to hit was the night before. He had 2 at-bats against Kim, which really helps when you're facing someone like that.
I felt like I had some pretty good swings the night before, so at least I was kind of familiar with his release point and kind of the pitches he was throwing. And so really that at-bat, I was just telling myself to be ready to hit.
And I said, just sit back there, Scotty, and he threw a slider. Scotty was sitting on it.
And just got fortunate, hit it hard and went up in the air.
That one hit in the air to left field. Do you believe it? Goodbye, home run. They have done it again. This game is tied.
I don't believe it. Deja vu. A two-out, game-time two-run home run by Scott Brosius. Probably the most unbelievable feat in World Series history.
When that ball left the bat, I said, you know, Groundhog Day, here we go again.
It was like, oh God, they did it again. 1 out away, or 2 outs away from being world champions and winning this thing.
Everybody almost laughed. I mean, it was just, this can't happen again, but it just did.
Yankees have tied it again.
He's not a very emotional player, but I mean, just to see that come out of him.
It's being a little kid again. That's all it is. You're filled with so much excitement and adrenaline, especially on the heels of the night before. Just going around the bases going, wow, you know, no way did this happen again, and we still have a chance to win the game now.
You look out at Kim's reaction, and he was just devastated. But at that time, Mark Grace, Womack, and those guys, they all came into the mound and embraced him there.
BK is a terrific pitcher, and he's a terrific kid, and you feel bad for him that it happened to him, but that's baseball. Then you go out and just tell him how much you love him. You got to let it go. No, we didn't lose. The game was only tied, and we got to win the game.
Hey, keep your head up. Give me the ball. Oh, boy. What's up, boy? Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Well, for the second night in a row, the Yankees rise from the absolute dead. We go to extra innings, tied at 2.
Where, with the bases loaded in the 11th, Sanders got a dose of that Yankee mystique.
2 hits, a bunt, an intentional walk.
Bases loaded, 1 out in the 11th.
For Reggie Sanders.
It'll be an 0-2. The pitch.
There was no doubt in my mind it was a hit, and to see Soriano catch the ball at second base off the end of his glove.
Soriano, more Yankee magic.
Just took the heart out from me, because here it was, a great opportunity for me to pick this ball club up, and then it was taken away, and it was disappointing. It was just another thing like, what's up with this Yankee Stadium?
Whatever they seem to need, they seem to get here in the Bronx.
Well, I thought the ironic part about the 12th inning was Knobloch gets up to hit, and he gets a single. And now, the man who put us in that position by hitting a 2-run home run bunts. So you talk about doing the little things that really help a ball club win. Brosius lays down a bunt, and then Soriano, this youngster who has been great for us all year.
Now it's the rookie Alfonso Soriano, who's already ended 1 postseason game this year with a swing.
He gets up there and takes a pitch the other way. And
into right field, base hit.
The ball hit off Soriano's bat, came my way.
Soriano has got a base hit for right field.
Knew that it was a do-or-die situation.
Sanders are waving him home. Here comes Knobloch.
And try to get the ball as hard as I could to our catcher.
The throw by Sanders.
And it just happened to be an in-between hop to the catcher, so we all froze for an instant until the ball short hopped off his glove.
Play at the plate, Yankees win.
Then we got nuts again.
The Yankees win.
The Yankees win. They did it again. The Yankees win. Oh, my. Another miracle in the Bronx.
They did it again. Unbelievable. 3-2 in the 12th minute.
He made the series 3 games to 2.
In 101 years and 15,000 games, the Yankees had never hit game-tying home runs with 2 out in the 9th of back-to-back games, much less won them.
You know, we've done it before. We always think we're capable of coming back, and you know, it's a huge win for us.
When you win a game in that fashion, 2 outs in the 9th again, those are the stories that people are going to remember. Were you at Game 4? Were you at Game 5 of the 2001 World Series? Because it was absolutely the most fun 2 games I think I've ever played in my life.
And that's the way it went. And you pick up the pieces, and you have to give them credit. They didn't lay down. They kept battling and kept fighting. And as far as their mystique and whatnot, in Yankee Stadium, I'm a believer now. I'm certainly a believer now.
Bob, have you become convinced that the Yankees have some supernatural powers that come to be here?
We went in 2 games to none. We ended up losing 3 in a row in New York. Longest flight in the world back home. Having an off day that day, having to think about it the whole off day, knowing that we're going to face one of the best postseason pitchers in Andy Pettitte.
After reviewing the Game 2 videotape,
the consensus is you have to put as many righties on him as you can. Now, certainly that makes it tough to take out a guy like Craig Counsell or Mark Grace or Steve Finley. But in a perfect world, we're thinking that because we're putting this offensive juggernaut of a right-handed lineup out there, we'll get a lead early, and then we'll be able to bring those guys in for defense later.
For BB to make the decision to go with Batista, Colburn, and Jay Bell, that was huge.
You behind me tonight? You betting behind me tonight? Yeah. Well, that's good. You get to drive me in tonight.
We were very confident. We knew that we were coming back home.
Got a good feeling today.
And we knew that, you know, something was going to happen to turn for the best for us.
It's going to be loud in here tonight.
We really owe a lot to our fans. The electricity in this ballpark is just tremendous. And we knew that with these guys behind us, we can do anything.
We're a big game team. We've always played well with our backs up against the wall.
A sellout crowd at Bank One Ballpark. We welcome you to Game 6 of the 2001 World Series. The Arizona Diamondbacks trying to stave off elimination after 3 devastating losses in the Bronx.
We felt like we needed to make a statement, especially early in the game. And if we can get to Pettit early and try to knock him out of the game, we were going to be okay. First hitter of the game, Womack, set the tone for us the rest of the night the way it was going to go for Pettit.
Womack to right field, into the corner, Womack! He's going to have an extra base hit, it'll be a double.
The red-hot Batista now set his sights on Pettit.
You got to be aggressive with him. When he give you the pitch to hit, you got to get it because you're not going to see it many.
Ground ball, base hit, center field. They're going to wave around Womack. 2 batters, 2 hits, 1-0 Arizona.
After 2 heartbreaking losses, the Diamondbacks had made a statement. They weren't about to quit. With Johnson on the mound, a 1-0 lead might as well be 15-0, and it would be. For back home in the desert, Arizona was on fire.
We had Randy going on the mound. He was dominating. We kept the pressure on Pettit, and we scored runs when we had to. We continued to score runs. Things just started to snowball, and we started feeling good in ourselves.
Jay Watasic is the new pitcher for New York.
Watasic couldn't stop the parade of purple either. He allowed a series record 8 runs in the 3rd and became the first pitcher to give up 9 runs in a World Series game since 1925.
You could be the most ardent Yankee fan, and you'd have to admit that Game 7 looks like a distinct possibility right now.
Flying like a bullet, base hit. Left field. Williams scores. Sanders holds at second.
So far, all the Diamondbacks are making a contribution.
And that even included Randy Johnson.
Breaking ball, base hit into right field. Reggie Sanders scored. Bell held it third. And Randy Johnson has knocked in more runs with that swing than he's allowed the Yankees in 12 innings in a series.
Now it's Batista who has helped again.
As it turned out, having Batista in the lineup and driving in 5 runs that game, that was huge.
2 for 2 with a pair of RBIs, and he grounds one up the middle, 3 for 3. 2 more runs come home. 9-0 Arizona. Andy Batista, 3 hits, 3 at-bats. The route is on in Arizona.
The only safe haven for the Yankees was their dugout, for the onslaught was far from over.
Here's a base hit down the left field line for Gonzo. Womack will score. Bautista to third, and he is safe there. 15-0 Diamondbacks, first and third. Gonzo's second into this game. This is a drubbing right now. This is just getting ridiculous.
When all was said and done, Arizona had set a World Series record with 22 hits.
When we won that game the way we did of that magnitude, knowing that Randy pitched the way he pitched and we were going to give the ball to Schilling, even though it was on short day's rest, we liked our chances.
Game 6 belongs to Arizona, forcing Game 7 tomorrow night. Well, for only the 3rd time in the last 14 years, there is a Game 7 of the World Series.
And this is it. It's Game 7. No one knows what's going to happen. It should be one heck of a game.
Yeah, baby, let's go! Oh, this is incredible. I mean, how often does Game 7 come around?
It's been a long time since we've had two 20-game winners going at it in a Game 7. Tonight we've got Curt Schilling for the Diamondbacks and Roger Clemens going for the Yankees. Fans inside Bank One Ballpark going crazy with anticipation of what is to come here tonight.
The reason Curt Schilling pitched Game 4 was so he could pitch Game 7 if necessary. Amazingly, it was his second straight game on 3 days rest.
He told me he was a little nervous before the game, and I said, well, you got to be nervous, but I just would remind him that you are the man. I told him after his warm-ups in the bullpen, I said, you are the man. Now go out and prove it.
Schilling into his line, and the 2-2 pitch to Jeter. Strike, 3 ball. That's the way this one starts.
Roger Clemens had never pitched a Game 7, and at age 39, he was the oldest man ever to do so. Early on, both Warriors were helped out by their defense.
Spencer hits a long drive to center. Back to the way back, and he makes a catch on the track. A beautiful catch by Finley.
Council gets it over the head of Clemens. Jeter. Good play for the second out of the inning.
Mano a mano, round by round.
Roger Clemens and Curt Schilling. Just devastating.
Schilling put zeros on the board through the first 6 innings. Just one Yankee reached base. In the bottom of the 6th, amidst a sea of white, the Diamondbacks struck first. And it all began with Steve Finley.
So here we go. Finley digging in and Roger Clemens looking in for the sign from Posada in the pitch. And a fister into center field, a base hit by Finley. Didn't hit it hard, but it's into center field, and the leadoff man is aboard here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
2 decisions by Brentley now came into play. He started Bautista in Game 7 because he was hitting near 700 in the series. Perhaps that's why he also called off a bunt at the last minute.
Change my mind, I'm going to give him one whack at it right here.
Into left center field. That ball is going to get down. That ball is going to put Arizona on top. Danny Bautista delivers again. Going for third. Out, but it's 1-0 Arizona.
It could have been worse, were it not for another sensational play by Jeter, whose acrobatic relay caught Bautista.
Watch this play by Jeter. Athletically, strong throw.
With Clemens and the Yankees now down by 1, the skipper felt the need for a pep talk.
I just sensed a great deal of tension. And I called the guys down the end of the dugout. I said, hey guys, let's just think about one base hit at a time. Don't try to take too big a bite, because that's not the kind of club we are.
He got us together and said, hey, let's get base runners, good at bats going, and let's play as a team here and try to win this thing.
Heeding his manager's advice, Jeter opened the 7th with a single. O'Neill followed with another hit.
Jeter going, liner into center field. It falls in front of Finley, a hit.
A fielder's choice put runners on 1st and 3rd. And Schilling now had to deal with Game 4 Magic Man, Tino Martinez.
Runners at the corners, 1 out. Martinez with a base hit to right. The Yankees have tied it.
Had the aura of Yankee invincibility somehow found its way into the Arizona desert?
The wind has really kicked up inside the ballpark. Not sure all of a sudden where that came from.
The prospect of still another Yankee title grew in the 8th, when rookie Alfonso Soriano sought to rain on the Diamondbacks parade.
Here's the 0-2. Swung on and hit in the air to deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Alfonso Soriano has homered deep in the left field seats, has given the Yankees a 2-1 lead.
You could just feel the air being let out of our stadium, and the fans just got quiet.
And the Yankees are 6 outs away from winning their 4th straight World Championship.
That was all for Schilling.
Hell of an effort, big man. Love you, brother. You're my hero. You're my hero. Hey, that ain't gonna beat us. We're gonna get that back of us, son. That ain't gonna beat us, big man.
Despite Schilling's heroic effort, the Yankees now led for just the 7th inning out of 66 in the series. And lurking in the shadows was a man who hadn't blown a postseason save since before the Diamondbacks had ever played a game. But Arizona had an ace of its own.
Last night's starter, Randy Johnson, in the game for the Diamondbacks.
And listen to the crowd now. You really got to bow down to this, Greg. I mean, the man threw over 100 pitches yesterday.
Johnson escaped the 8th with no further damage. And in the bottom half, Rivera brought his incredible legacy to the mound.
Mariano Rivera takes over on the mound. The numbers this postseason, 5 saves and an ERA of 0.61.
I just we kept telling you, got to believe, guys. You got to believe. And then Rivera came out on the mound. You're like, oh, yikes.
All Rivera did in the 8th was strike out the side. Yet though they faced one of the greatest teams of all time, the Diamondbacks refused to give up.
I go out to center field, Steve Finley's out there and Danny, and we're looking at each other going, we're going to win this game. Somehow, some way, we're going to find a way to win this game.
Johnson retires all 4 hitters he faces, and that sets the stage for the bottom of the 9th inning.
I can still remember running in and our fans on their feet, believing that we can do it. And everybody getting in the dugout saying, you have to believe, we can do this thing, we can do it.
Don't you think the way this series has gone, something has to happen? Let's hope it does.
There was a real grim determination that this team was going to make it happen.
Last chance for the Diamondbacks, down 2-1.
Graves, a base hit to center field. And the Diamondbacks have the tying run on. Rivera out of the stretch. And the 0-1 pitch. And he bunts back to the mound. There's a play at second into center field. DeLucci's got to stay at second as Jeter's hurt. Rivera just threw the ball away. It tailed, and Jeter got all tangled up with DeLucci.
Was this really happening? Were the Diamondbacks coming back?
Womack digs in. The 2-2 pitch from Rivera. And a line drive, base hit. Down the right field line, the game is tied. On to third goes Bell. Womack to second. The Diamondbacks have tied it here in the 9th. Womack does it again. What I say, Greg, something has to happen in the bottom of the 9th for this series. It's been unbelievable.
Well, that is Rivera's first postseason blown save since 1997.
And this place is going bananas.
The mastery of Mariano had met destiny in the desert.
And it hit him. The bases are loaded. It hits Counsell. He goes to first. They're loaded for Gonzalez.
All of the Yankee infielders come around to talk to Rivera. They're all listening in how they're going to play their defense.
Oh, my gosh. Why not Gonzalez, huh? Well, it's been him all season.
The first thing that goes through my mind, I'm saying, oh my gosh, as a 7 or 8-year-old kid, this is the situation you dream about. Bases loaded, Game 7 of the World Series. You have a chance to be a hero. Don't mess this thing up.
The chance of a lifetime for Luis Gonzalez.
Gonzalez digs into the plate. And the 0-1 delivery. And a little blooper. Base hit! Diamondbacks win! They're the world champions! Gonzalez did it! The Diamondbacks have unseated the New York Yankees as the world champions!
An unforgettable ending. An inspirational comeback. And quite simply, one of the greatest World Series of all time.
How about that, huh? The winning the way we did was so special and so amazing. I can't explain this feeling. World champions, woo!
Folks, it doesn't get any better than that. Honk your horn, stomp your feet, celebrate in Arizona.
Are you kidding me? Unbelievable moment of the world. I mean, this is just a special moment. When we stand tonight, we're holding our wives and children, the world's watching.
A feeling went through my body that I've never felt before. I felt what a champion feels like. Nobody will ever be able to take that away from me.
They are the champions of the 2001
I've thought more and more about one by one each guy on the team, right down the roster, and just thinking in my mind the careers these guys have had, the season they had this year, and how much this means to them.
All those veterans who have come from so many different places, so many different cities, so many different teams, all have World Series rings.
Just to see the joy on my teammates' face, guys that's been playing for years, we're going to enjoy it forever.
Randy and Kurt, your Councils, your Womacs, it was truly a team effort from everybody from top to bottom.
In the end, it's the Diamondbacks, a team, a veteran team built to win now, and win now they did.
A bunch of old guys that found theuld pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but the guy that I'm most happy for is Young Kim. He's the baby of our team, 22 years old. It would have been a tough offseason for him.
This ending here has been phenomenal for the Diamondback fans.
It's great for baseball. This has been a phenomenal World Series.
You couldn't have picked a better script the way this World Series ended. I mean, if you're a baseball fan, every game was unbelievable. You know, for it to end like this, storybook ending.
Hey, what does this belong to? What does this belong to?
We went through sports' greatest dynasty to win our first World Series. To beat them, to win it, makes it incredibly special.
It was unbelievable. We're world champs, huh? The life and death struggle that this country has been going through since the attacks of September the 11th can make series like these seem trivial. However, baseball has been asked to do what it was asked to do many years ago, and that is be the national pastime.
I'm very proud of this team, this organization, this city, and you fans. This is for you.
A storybook ending for our team, and to look around and see all the guys crying, to see everybody show that much emotion, it was just, it was a great feeling.